Welcome to the Manifesting Doll podcast. I'm Barbara Orban from No Diet Babe. I'm a spiritual mindset coach and weight loss expert. If you are a spiritual babe wanting to up-level your life around your body, health, wellness, spirituality, law of attraction and manifestation, then this is the podcast for you. I'm here to give you the tools, teachings, and strategies to manifest the body and life of your dreams. As spiritual babes, we know to focus on love as opposed to fear. So get ready to learn how to implement spiritual teachings to weight loss, wellness, and your daily life, coming from a place of love and abundance. This is a celebration of how we can shift our inner perception of ourselves and watch our outer selves shift. You can become the best version of yourself, and I'm here to help. So let's get started. Hey babes, welcome to the Manifesting Doll podcast. I'm Barbara Orban from NoDietBabe.com, and welcome to today's episode. This episode is sponsored by my 6-week course, Emerge, to help you shift your emotions and manifest weight loss. Remember that manifestation is about reconditioning your emotions and your limiting beliefs. So this course goes deep into weight loss manifestation around changing your relationship to food, your core identity, and your limiting beliefs. And this round is an amazing opportunity to get a potentially one-time offer level of support, where I've combined my group coaching program with Emerge for 6 weeks of group coaching with Voxer support. This is an amazing opportunity, you guys, to get the course and combined with the group coaching, which I've never offered before. So anyway, you guys, back to today's episode. Today, I want to talk about an aspect of your mindset around weight loss that I've noticed that deters people from being able to have success around weight loss. So my most recent private client has been doing an amazing job. She reached her goal measurements. She hasn't weighed herself because weighing for her particular situation wasn't suitable, but we took measurements and she surpassed her goal measurements. So she's lost weight and surpassed her goal measurements, which is really exciting. But there were so many things involved with her mindset that we had to shift, and also practical steps around the way she went about losing weight, which I want to talk about today, because a lot of people have trouble shifting their identity to a new weight, which is something that I discuss much deeper in Emerge. And but I just want to cover and skim over something today around why you have trouble shifting your identity to a new weight, and why when you lose weight it feels really fragile and like it's hard to maintain it, or it needs a lot of effort. It's quite fragile. Like you could easily gain it back, which is what I used to feel as well. And there's multiple things that go into why this happens that I can't really go in depth right now. But there's something that I want to cover that I notice people do with dieting, okay? So what I notice is that when you go on a diet and you're like, okay, I'm going to lose weight, right? I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to meal prep. I'm going to start going to the gym. All of that is all good and well. You know, taking steps towards a goal is fantastic and can help with your alignment, because sometimes action can shift you into feeling good. But there's another thing here that I need you to understand, and that is that your diet is not a performance, okay? Your diet is not this performance or this checklist where you go, I was a good girl today. I did a good job today. Now I'm on the right track. And then when you do bad, it's like, I was a bad girl today. I didn't stick to my diet. I'm going to fail now. And what I notice, the problem with dieting, okay, isn't the dieting. It's the dieting mentality. Okay, this is why I'm called No Diet Babe. Not because I don't diet or that I don't ever take into consideration how food affects my weight. It's a different relationship that I have with food, and it's got to do with my mentality, okay? It's a completely different energy, and I credit this shift in my energy, in my frequency, to the reason why I find it so easy to maintain a weight that is 15 kilos lighter than I was at my heaviest over 5 years ago now, okay? So what you need to understand is that a lot of you view your perception. Remember that your perception determines your reality as well, okay? How you perceive things determines how they show up for you. And the way you perceive dieting is that it's some performance, okay? And that you have to put on a show to meet the requirements of this performance. And when you don't show up in that particular way, i.e. like a bit of perfectionism, then it won't work. You've failed. It's a very rigid view, okay? But what I need you to understand is that you create a reality where you have to perform correctly with your diet in order to have the desired outcome, or be it your ideal weight or whatever. You create your reality, whether it's around your weight or your relationships or your money, like everything. And that's not about shaming or feeling guilty or anything like that. That's not the purpose of me saying that. I'm saying that to empower you, because it empowers me as well. I'm not perfect when it comes to creating certain things in my reality. I'm still practicing the work around lots of things. But when I look back, I can see that I've progressed. No, my success is not linear. My success has never been linear in any area of my life, whether it's been business, relationships, or weight. I don't know of linear success. Like, people have these perceived like failures. I don't really want to see them as failures. I just see them as stagnant areas where the lesson, like, you're stuck in a bit of self-sabotage and you just need to persist, right? But seriously, like, the work, you just have to keep going, right, with this work when it comes to manifestation. But you have to see that how you, like, the way you view weight loss and this performance, and how you just push yourself, how's that worked out for you long term? Because the majority of the clients that I speak to that come to me, they come to me because it hasn't worked out for them. And I'm just here to tell you that I've tapped into a different energy where it's not so extreme. It's a different vibration. And I'm trying to describe to you how I access that. And then when I do access that, my weight and food situation is easier and it's not so fragile. And I'm in this place where it works out and I know what I'm doing. Even though from a practical standpoint, sometimes I don't legitimately know if it's the right thing to do or whatever, but it all works out in the end, okay? So, like, and I've seen that with my clients too, okay? So you just, I I don't want to like get into this place of trying to convince you guys, because I hope that you believe in manifestation enough, and I hope that you can see that you legit create your reality about your weight and food situation. And the more you view this as this like crazy concept, the harder it's going to be for you to actually implement it and get the benefits you seek. It's not that crazy. It's not far-fetched, you guys, when it comes to your weight. Because a lot of people think it's like legit when it comes to money or relationships, but then when it comes to their weight, it's suddenly manifestation and law of attraction is far-fetched or crazy. And I'm like, what? Are you insane? Like, are you okay mentally? Like, can you not see how it applies to everything? Like, maybe... I mean, I'm just more conscious in it, I think. I'm more conscious in it because I've been doing it for longer. And I sometimes am not as conscious when it comes to money. And I feel like relationships, I've taken a quantum leap because I've been getting lots of coaching around and I'm really focused on it. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I can so see how I messed things up in the past. Holy shit. I can see totally how I'm projecting my beliefs onto my reality, and I literally just fuck myself over. And I can really see that. And I think with money for me, I think that I've still got this lingering like stuff from childhood that I'm working through. But even then, do you know what I have to do? Do you know literally what I have to do? I have to step the fuck up and take charge of my life and go, if I want to create this reality, this is what I need to believe in order to be a person who lives that reality. Okay? So then when you're eating a certain way, and it's not that you can go so far down the other end, okay? You don't like, if you want your business to succeed, for example, or you want a boyfriend or whatever, you literally don't like just sit on your couch and just focus on visualizing and resist taking any action. Like, when you feel like there's particular action to take, you take it, right? If I don't text a guy back, I'm not going to pursue, like, there's not going to be a relationship. Like, there's action to be taken. If I don't like record these podcasts for you guys, or I don't ever post on Instagram, or I don't ever send an email, it's like I won't have a business. If you don't take certain steps to lose weight, you're probably not going to lose weight, right? There are steps to be taken, but you have to change your perception of them, your relationship to them, and it doesn't have to be so hard or so pushy as you think it needs to be. And it certainly doesn't need to be as perfect or some perfect performance that you put on. I'm doing these like quotation marks in the air that you can't see. But like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, the way that when I coach a lot of you around your dieting mentality, and I have compassion for you because I get why, and I've been there and I get why. And it's like, there's so much information out there that's without the information, like, take the information and the knowledge separate from the energy of when people throw a strategy on you, and their energy is every single step has to be taken perfectly, and you cannot go outside of the lines or else you fail. And it's that energy of, if I don't do this, I'm a bad person and I haven't done enough and I screw up. And the line between weight gain and weight loss for you guys is just so like extreme. It's like you go a millimeter off track and you just think that you gain 10 pounds. And you might be like, yeah, but maybe you have a faster metabolism, or maybe things are just different for you. Like, maybe I'm just a person. Like, you create these crazy stories in your mind. Like, I'm just a person with a slow metabolism. It's because of my diabetes or thyroid. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, cool. But you realize you're just perpetuating your struggles. Like you're just, like you're keeping that going. What do you want? Like, do you want to be empowered and create a new reality? Like, it isn't that you don't have compassion and acceptance and love for yourself, but a lot of what I see is just this story of I'm helpless and I can't do anything about my reality. And I want to say that I want you to have a bit of optimism. Why is it so bad to feel optimized? I can't even speak. Why? Because we've been trained to not get our hopes up. What? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense to, let me prevent you from potentially feeling bad about failure and not get your hopes up or not tried to do anything. That's stupid thinking, right? And I get that a lot of us, I've been conditioned that way too, because that's a society thing. Don't get your hopes up because you'll be disappointed. But that's coming from a place of not actually understanding how manifestation works. And it's just do you realize when we talk about law of attraction and manifestation, right? We're talking about something that everybody does. Do you notice that everybody has these rules about what they do and how things work for them? But do you realize that there's a formula that actually does work, that's not just made up and you don't quite know how it all works? There's actually formulas that you go, oh yeah, when I do this, it does actually work, right? So the solution, people think that it's good not to get your hopes up because that helps them detach. Okay, so see how society has created this rule of don't get your hopes up. There is a certain truth to it for some people because it helps them detach from the outcome. But the solution isn't to not get your hopes up. It's to learn how to have your hopes up whilst being detached to the outcome. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's just silly. People do understand the importance of detaching, and that's where these silly rules of don't get your hopes up come up, because you just, at the core, people know that it's better to feel good. And so they're trying to find ways to feel good, but they're just misinformed. Do you get what I'm saying? So when it coming back to your diet and seeing it as a performance, you just have to understand that when you get into this space of I'm not doing enough and that makes me feel bad, and you practice that vibration, you're not going to be motivated to take any action, and any action you take will not, you're in the vibration of not enough. And I've had to apply that in other areas of my life too recently. Even right now, I'm like, Barbara, are you practicing not enough around certain areas of life? Because, I've been focusing my mindset on relationships. I did an Instagram story about it the other day, where I've been focusing energy on my relationship mindset and working through my patterns in that aspect of life. And then I'm like, oh shit, am I not doing business mindset stuff? Am I not, not doing enough? And then I enter this energy of not enough, and it's like, no, don't do that, Barbara. This is the same energy that you used to have with your dieting. So don't do that. You're doing it again. It's this low level, low key vibration of not enough. Okay. So yeah, I hope this all makes sense, because it's maybe I'm a bit all over the place with this, but it's you're seeing the diet as this performance. You're seeing it as it's too fragile. Do you get what I mean? Maybe not for all of you, but I'm just kind of summarizing some of the people that have come into my, that I've coached lately, come into my courses and coaching programs, and just to help you, that there's a different place, and don't limit yourself into thinking, don't let your brain tell a story that this isn't applicable to you, or that it won't work for you, or that it's crazy to think that law of attraction applies to your body or weight, or like, your thoughts create your reality. End of story. That's all you need to know. That's what you need to believe. That's what you need to realize. You create your reality. Your energy matters. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I hope I'm not like being in like an aggressive mood today. Because I love you. Okay? I know that many of you, and I've been there, and I do it with other things sometimes, and that's okay. We're human beings. But you tell a story that it can't work for you, or that you got this and this and this in the way, that's why you can't do it, or blah, blah, blah. You get met with resistance and you stop. Okay? I'm asking you to go deeper and see that there is a different way of doing this. And it doesn't have to be so hard, and it's healthier, and it changes your life when you change your relationship to dieting. It makes stuff easy. You get to just live in the body that you want. It gets to look better and better as you age. Like, shit, like, I feel like I'm getting hotter with age, and I just tell myself that. And then, oh, but is that silly, or am I being a dickhead, or am I foolish, or am I getting my hopes up? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? And if anything, no one needs to know what's going on in your head. Do you get what I mean? Like, no one needs to know the shit that you're doing, this stuff, if it makes you feel silly to tell people about it. Like, don't talk about it then. Do you know what I mean? Like, keep it to yourself and do your affirmations, do your journaling, or do whatever the fuck you need to do, right? Am I in like a swearing mood today? I don't know. It's just one of those days. Anyway, like, I hope you get the gist of this, because, yeah, it's something that's come up a lot with people that are very obsessed with the right way to lose weight, like I talked about in the last episode. Yes, you need to take action. Yes, strategy helps. Yes, there's certain things that I've learned in the weight loss industry that are more they're just not this like crazy fad diet stuff that you hear out there. Like, I used to be aligned with knowledge, and I think that's what it comes down to. I think it comes down to the knowledge that you're aligned with, like this crazy stuff about cutting out sugar and all that bullshit that I'm no longer aligned with. And now I see it differently, and now I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Because, yeah, like, why did I have more struggle and health problems when I was so rigid? It doesn't make any sense. And then I'd go off track a little bit, and then all my symptoms would come back like crazy, and I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Whereas now I just feel better. Everything's more like moderation and balance, and there's never like an end point. I'm always like striving for better, but I'm maintaining my weight in a way where it's like fucking easy. I'm like, holy shit, how does this even work out? What? But it's just not that hard, okay? And I really want this for all of you. Like, I don't want you guys to struggle like I used to. I would hate to be where I was, right? I don't wish that upon anyone. I don't want that for anyone. And I just know that you all have access to this feeling, because it's just a feeling. It's a frequency that creates your reality. The same way that I know that people can have the relationships they want, people can have the money they want. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can have this too. I want this for you. And that's it. You know what I mean? So if you want more, like, you literally just we're starting like next week, you guys, with Emerge. You get 6 weeks with me. You get Voxer support, you get group coaching, and you get my Emerge course, which is like basically it's my best manifestation course. If you want a course on weight loss manifestation, Emerge is like gold. Why? Because emotions are the foundation of manifestation. You might be like, oh, I'm not an emotional eater. And I don't want to be like, oh, you still should do this course even if you're not an emotional eater. But all of you, if you have a weight issue, you have an emotional issue. Full stop. I don't give a fuck how you see it. Like, I just think everything, if you're not creating the life you want, there's an emotional issue. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I look at money and what my coaches say to me too, it's an emotional issue. We've got to rearrange your emotions. If there's a relationship issue, it's an emotional issue. Everything in life is emotions. It's an emotional thing. If you want to shift your reality, you have to shift your emotions. You have to shift your relationship to that thing, because that's where action is driven from anyway. Right? So I don't want to I don't want to tell people that come to me in my DMs, I'm not an emotional eater, should I do it? Like, if you feel like it's not the right course for you, don't do it, okay? I do want to create intuitive macros, which I will go deeper into the relationship of dieting and some strategy and stuff like that. But if you have this stuff under your belt, that's honestly the foundation, is shift your identity and shift your emotions. It's about be, do, have, not do, have, be. Do you get that? Emerge teaches you how to become the person that loses weight. The identity shift. So then you do. So ideally you want to do Emerge and then intuitive macros, because if all of you start jumping into intuitive macros when I release it and you haven't got the foundation that I teach in Emerge, I'm going to be like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Stop trying to skip ahead to the forward chapters. When you buy a book and you read the contents and you're like, I just want to read the chapter on this part. Just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do. And it's like, no, but you need to read the whole book to understand how it all fits together. And it's like an energy of I just need it now. I don't want to do the work. Do you know what I mean? Excuse my whingy voice. But it's yeah. No, honey. You got to read the book. You got to get the foundation. That's how I feel about Emerge. You got to get the foundation in place, because otherwise your house falls down, right? Yeah, sure, build the house on the shitty foundation, but it's gonna fall down. Do you get what I'm saying? So anyway, you guys, check it out, nodietbabe.com/emerge. I'm super excited to support you guys on such an intimate level. It's I've never done this before, because I usually do group coaching separately to my courses, but I love Emerge so much and I just want to support you guys in it. So that's why I'm doing this. And yeah, I can't wait. Anyway, love you guys. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. Let me know if you did. I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you loved this episode, I'd love for you to leave me an iTunes review. Don't forget to follow this podcast for more uplifting teachings to come. For more tips, inspiration, and teachings, come follow me on Instagram at nodietbabe, or check out my website, nodietbabe.com. Until I see you next time, babes, lots of love.